Would you mind if I ask you a, personal question?
That depends on what it is.
It's related to, intercourse?
Hello, this artistic we've been doing here. Welcome back to Corpse Factory. Let us continue. Maybe we'll finish Act 1 finally. I don't know. My alarm erupts with a shrieking scream and scares me awake. My eyes don't open immediately. Instead, I find myself tossing and turning, trying to bury my face in my pillow. I can't have had more than 2 hours of sleep, and now it's already time to get up and go to work. How the hell am I supposed to function today? I drag my heavy body from the bed and slide into a pair of slippers resting on the floor. With a yawn and a stretch, I leave my bedroom. I stand in the kitchen and connect to the living room for a few moments, completely absent-minded. I open the refrigerator and stare blankly at the dismal contents. A small tub of peach yogurt sits on the top shelf, and a half-empty jar of oolong tea rests at the bottom. I grab the yogurt and peel off the lid. Without even fetching a spoon, I simply pour a lot into my mouth. I consume about half the tiny portion to wipe my mouth before throwing the leftovers in the trash can. That will be enough to spike my energy for the morning. When you normally run on an empty stomach, any amount of calories can work as a pick-me-up. I can move on to collect 2 or 3 cans of coffee from the convenience store on my way to work. It should carry me through the rest of the day. The rest of the early morning is spent applying makeup and getting dressed. I'm at the door at the same time as every other day. What's gonna happen? To stop myself from nodding off at my desk, I decide to rearrange my personal effects. Having something to focus on is a great way to fight off sleep. Unlike the other employees here, I don't tend to keep too much at my workplace, yet some just feel collected somehow. Next to my computer monitor are 3 little figurines that I collected from a toy capsule machine. They're a set of anthropomorphic coffee cans that released a promotional campaign for my favorite coffee brand. She really loves her coffee. Each figure is about the size of my thumb. They're cute little things, and when you put a coin into the capsule machine, you never know which creature you're going to get. As all gacha machines are. So far, I managed to collect Captain Cafe Latte, Lieutenant Long Black, and Madame Macchiato. If I remember correctly, there are 2 more I still need to get. But the capsule machine seems to be out of rotation now because they've been replaced with a different series of toys. If I ever want to collect the many figures, I'll probably need to buy them online. Oh well. I'm not super invested in having to own all of them. I'll give each tiny figure a bit of dusting and set them back up next to my monitor. They're all standing up straight and facing forward, satisfied that they're tidy. I look at the small tray of drawers that sit on the other side of my monitor. I mainly just store papers and office memos in them. They're not really big enough to hold anything much larger than documents. I rummage through the drawers and discard a few old notices that aren't relevant anymore. When I'm done, I file away a couple of loose papers that have been flittering around my desk for the last week. With a complete, I straighten up my keyboard so it's parallel with my mouse pad. I give the keyboard a thorough dusting and then lean back in my chair to admire my work. The desk looks much nicer now. A clean workspace invites a clear state of mind, or some of my co-workers would have me believe. Maybe I'll buy into that a little bit now that I can see the effects for myself. When my eyes catch a glimpsing of blonde hair and I turn to watch Tomoe enter the office, oh no, this is the damn picture. She nods at Shinya as she walks by his desk and continues nonchalantly toward her own workspace. Since her desk is in my line of sight, I have the perfect vantage point to watch her put her belongings down and take a seat. I feel a sudden stirring of excitement as she sits down. It's almost as if I'm anticipating something to happen. Something's supposed to happen on Tomoe. Have I forgotten something? Yes, you have forgotten something important. I'm tired, I can't really focus on those thoughts. I try to ignore the mouth search or journal that starts pulsing through when she took her seat. I distract myself by setting up my computer and looking over the list of today's tasks. Looks as though I need to correct a few entries I uploaded to the company server yesterday. In my previous distract to say that it's possible, I made a few typographical errors. That's fair enough. I'll get to work on correcting the data. I open a few programs and listen to the whirring of my computer tower, nearly drowned out by the clamor of the office environment. The next sound I hear eclipses the noise of the computer and the office completely and absolutely. A terrified shriek slices through the air like a knife, leaving a deathly, ringing silence in its wake. I turn to my feet purely out of instinct, scanning for the source of the scream. I don't have to look very far before my eyes fall upon a distressed Tomoe kneeling on the floor, clutching her face. She's on the ground next to her desk, staring down unblinkingly, her fingers white from the strain and clawing at her own hand. In the sudden chaos of people rushing to her side, somehow managed to notice that one of the drawers on her desk is wide open. An open drawer. Tired and exhausted as I am, the significance of the open drawer isn't lost on me. I immediately realized why my body subconsciously felt excited until I came to the office this morning. I left something in her desk drawer, something I wanted her to find. Yesterday's obsession with discovering the identity of the one who requested my death caused me to forget my rebellious strike in Tomoe. I left something on her drawer yesterday, thinking she was the one who submitted my photo to the website. Then she didn't come to work, and it completely slipped my mind. After she confessed to requesting Akane Tsuramaki's death, I erased my suspicion of her being the one who targeted me, but I didn't remove the item from her drawer. I'm in deep shit now. Before I can even lurch forward from my desk, Tomoe turns her head to face me. Her cold, grim eyes lock onto mine, refusing to let go. A trickle of crimson blood seeps from her scalp where her fingernails pierced her skin during her panicked scream. She's swallowing my nervousness, and I break eye contact with her, stare down at the flat object that was the focus of her outcry. It's a familiar photograph. A printed image on glossy paper, traditional old school, and just as effective as I hoped. Though I can't make out all the details from this distance, the composition of the photo doesn't elude my memory. Ooh. It depicts my very own corpse, toppled backward over a tombstone. A bloody slash traces across my neck, a laceration lines my stomach, and a knife protrudes from my breast. My black hair is a tangled mess, and dark eyeliner smeared, smudged. The grimace on my face is the unmistakable mask of death. Noriko Kurosawa, stoic and unflinching in death. Noriko Kurosawa dead atop a random tombstone in some nameless cemetery. He was odd yet ultimately unremarkable way to die. It suits me perfectly. I'm proud of the work that went into this photo. The objective was to punish Tomoe for requesting my death to create a work of art so horrific that she would beg for forgiveness when she found me still breathing. But the scene playing out before me is unlike anything I had imagined. Tomoe's face is scrunched up with hatred, the veins in her forehead threatening to burst and shower the office with sanguine gore at any given second. Whether or not she thinks this is some sick prank is beyond my knowledge. All I can decipher from her expression is that she's likely to strangle me given the opportunity. But perhaps I'm jumping ahead of myself. Why do I automatically assume she believes I'm guilty of putting the photo in her drawer? I mean, aren't I the victim in the image? Perhaps she actually...
Who the fuck is responsible for this?
She howls like a wounded animal, battered, beaten, popped back into a corner, clutching the photo now torn from her bloodied fingernails. She stands and plants her feet firmly on the floor, steadfast, stern, resolute, a bulwark of unmovable fury. All eyes are upon her. The bleached blonde girl with an antagonizing attitude is the center of attention in the office.
This photo is disgusting! Absolutely sick! Who made it?
Okay, so at least she doesn't immediately just jump to thinking it's her. That's at least some bright side to this. From the confused and puzzled faces of the 20 years old employees huddled around, it's obvious that no one really knows what Tomoe is talking about. The photo is small, and with her clutching it tightly and waving it around frantically, it's impossible for anyone to make out the detail. I'm bold enough to assume that no one else has managed to properly glimpse it yet. Maybe I can prevent our coworkers from getting a closer look if I act fast. I darted from behind my desk and approached Tomoe.
Let me see.
Tomoe aggressively thrust the photo toward me. I take a cursory look at it and gasp loudly to add credibility to my acting. Adopting a fake countenance, a shock, I grab Tomoe by the shoulder to pull her close to me. I bow my head against her so we stand intimately in the middle of the crowd, forehead to forehead, our eyes fixated on one another. I hope my beating heart isn't loud enough for Tomoe to notice as we stand against each other. I whisper softly, my pulse quickening as I try to make my words sound urgent and confident rather than broken and anxious.
Come with me. I need to talk to you.
Tomoe tenses and stiffens, but she murmurs something that sounds like agreement. I pull away from her and grab her wrist to lead her out of the office. We exit from the throng of onlookers scratching their heads and dart toward the elevator. Shinya says nothing as we pass him. He just looks on with a pale face. Interesting. The elevator ride down is silent and awkward, but eventually the doors open to reveal the ground floor lobby. We weave between the scattered couches and sculptures, making a frantic dash for the exit. I'm going to the park. No, we're just going out here. Finally emerge outside into the brisk morning air, trying hard to catch my breath. I notice that Tomoe isn't nearly as exhausted as I am. I want to check up my wheezing condition to a lack of sleep, but I know that's just an excuse from poor physical fitness. Tomoe is still holding the photo in her hand. She looks at it once more in disgust and faces me with one hand on her hip.
You want to tell me what the fuck this is?
Look, it's difficult to explain, but I'll try my best.
I want to find out who planted this in my drawer. And look at this.
She throws the photo at me once again. She uses the point of her thumb to indicate the timestamp printed at the bottom of the image.
It's got yesterday's date on it. A photo of your dead body, as if you've already been killed. But here you stand.
Sure enough, the photo bears yesterday's date. The time states 9:06 p.m. because she was meant to see it yesterday, obviously. I marked it as such when I was under the belief that Tomoe found it yesterday morning. I wanted her to anxiously wait out the day until my death accompanied the rising moon. Since I didn't go the way I planned, the confusion on Tomoe's face is now is self-explanatory.
I just can't believe that corpse girl wants you dead.
What did she say? Okay, she doesn't think that it was you.
This is just like what happened to Akane Tsurumaki when I requested her death. The police found a photo of her own dead body on her phone when they investigated how she died.
What? Is this public knowledge? How did I not know this?
And now you've got a similar photo. Does that mean Corpse Girl is trying to kill ya? But it doesn't make sense. It's already past the time it says here. And why was the photo in my desk drawer? What do I gotta do with it?
So reeling from the information about Akane Tsurumaki, the police discovered the corpse photo on her phone. Of course they did. Of course they wouldn't investigate her death. It was foolish of me to assume the photo wouldn't come to light. Tomoe grits her teeth and tenderly touches a finger to the bloody cut in her scalp, the place her fingernails slashed in anguish. She looks at her fingertip in revulsion and sighs.
Look, maybe it's my fault that Akane Tsurumaki ended up down the well. Maybe it's not. The least I can do is make sure that the fucking corpse girl doesn't come to get you as well.
Okay, Tomoe's growing on me.
You ain't my friend or nothing, but let's gotta stick it out together, right? I don't want another cold bitch on my conscience.
I feel like these are the most touching words Tomoe can string together. I'm somewhat flattered that she wants to protect me.
Tomoe, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I kinda do, you know? You comforted me a little when I came to you about the dead skank. Made me feel like I wasn't totally to blame, yeah? You might not be as much of a psycho as I thought. Might be a heart beating behind that flat chest.
Okay. Thanks.
Is that insult and a compliment at the same time? Unexpectedly, the brash and bruising girl beams at me brightly.
I'm putting you under 24-hour surveillance. Corpse Girl's gonna have to crack my skull open before she goes sticking her fingers into yours.
Tomoe, really, that's not necessary.
I can't figure out a way to convey that I'm not actually in any danger. Well, immediate danger at any rate. It's true that there is someone out there who wants me dead badly enough to have requested it through the website. But as far as the threat of Corpse Girl coming to get me goes, I'm perfectly safe. I resign myself to simply staring blankly at Tomoe, the girl I hold so much disdain for. I know I should choose my next words carefully. Tomoe is prone to violent outbursts at even the best of times. Ooh, shit. No, don't make me... No, You know what? That... This is kind of how she would actually would say. I feel better if you're looking after me. I'll stick with Tomoe for a little bit. Let's go.
I'd feel better with you looking after me.
You're damn right. Ain't no one gonna protect you as good as me.
Tomoe reaches forward and ruffles my hair in a tomboyish manner. I grimace and bear it until she's satisfied and her tracks around with a laugh.
What are we gonna do? I don't totally believe this corpse girl person really exists, but still. Something or other killed Akane Tsurumaki. Pretty sure it wasn't suicide, what with the photo and all. Since you got one of them photos too, I reckon someone's out to get you.
Yeah, about that.
There is someone out there to get
How
her,
about we
but...
hunkered down at my place after work? Gal's night in, right? If someone tries to break down the door to get to you, I'll show him what's what.
She really is insistent. I almost can't believe this is the same girl that slapped me across the face last week. I feel like we could almost be friends at this rate, but what happens when she finds out I'm not actually in any danger? Does she think I used her, betrayed her? What if she finds out that I'm Corpse Girl? That would probably be the trigger that provokes her into slashing my throat herself. Tired as I am and feeling weak of will, I temptly nod.
Sure. Let's go to your place after work.
Yeah, that's what's up. We'll do a snack run, okay? Gotta have chocolate and cake on a night like this.
All of a sudden, she freezes, stares intently into my eyes.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's fine. Snacks sound good.
Hey, don't feel pressured to eat, okay? I got a big appetite, so nothing will go to waste.
She grins, looking proud of herself. My expression softens somewhat. Somehow Tomoe is displaying the minimal amount of human decency, yet it's very touching. She's showing the bare minimum of human decency. We've somehow broken down a wall between us and removed the animosity that has hung in the air since the day we met. Suddenly she reaches out, her hand, the photograph held gently between her fingers.
Better you have it than me.
Looking down at the photo, it's pretty clear that it's me in the image. I suppose it would be best to delete this evidence. I shred the photo carefully, making sure it's completely destroyed of any defining features in the image. With the photo completely ripped beyond recognition, I toss it in a nearby bin. Tomoe smiles at me as we enter the office building side by side. Oh, is this her? Oh, this is her place. Oh, it actually looks better than I expected. Tomoe's apartment is not at all like what I expected it would be. For starters, it's not absolutely trashy like it always was in my mind's eye. The place is nice, fairly modern, and probably not that cheap. She lives on the outskirts of Shinjuku, and she's a lot closer to the office than I am. That's hardly explains why she's usually so punctual, despite her terrible work ethic. From what I can gather from my first impression, she lives alone. A few photo frames near the entrance feature some family members, including a younger brother and sister. It's funny, because she doesn't seem like the older sister type to me. The personal effects decorating the apartment aren't cheap and tacky, much to my surprise. I merely get the feeling that she earns more money than I do, even though we have the same job. Though, how could that be? We're both simple data entry temps, which would surely be on the same contract and the same salary. I suppose she's a little bit older than me. Maybe she had a well-paying job before starting work at Temujin. Or maybe she has a side job. Either way, there's no way she could afford to live here on the same salary as me.
So, would you like a cup of tea? I've got oolong, green, barley, hojicha.
So many to choose from. I didn't take you as much of a tea drinker.
Why was green highlighted?
Well, of course I am. It's tradition, you know. Tradition's real important.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Hojicha for me, please.
Again, why was green highlighted?
Sure.
Though?
Coming right up.
Out of all of them to be highlighted, and then not being the one that she picked, I don't know, it's weird. As Tomoe busies herself in the kitchen nook, I continue scanning the apartment. A fairly large TV sits atop a sleek cabinet against one of the living area. On wall of the living area. Okay. A comfortable-looking sofa fills most of the room, but gives way to a small kotatsu in the corner. During the momentary, kotatsu is a very valuable piece of furniture. It's a small low table with a blanket to cover your legs. Underneath is a tiny space here designed to warm up the enclosed area.
I like your kotatsu. I can't even fit one in my apartment.
Oh, yeah. They're great, right? Dad actually made that one for me.
Your dad made it?
Ooh. Look closely at it. I don't know much about the woodwork, but the whole thing looks very solid and well made. Even the blanket spread underneath the table surface is pleasing to look at.
It's probably not cold enough to flick the heater on, but feel free to sit down there if you like.
No, that's okay. I'm warm enough.
A memory of my childhood flickers at the edges of my mind like a moth dancing around a flame. Sitting at a kotatsu as a child with a warm cup of cocoa and my big sister reading a book aloud to me. I shake my head, and that was all too long ago to even attempt to remember clearly, and the past never really mattered much to me anyway. Tomoe has finished pouring tea as she sits two ceramic mugs atop the coffee table and calls out to me.
He's up!
Thank you.
Do we get an image? Image!
So, we gotta protect
Thumbnail.
you from Corpse Girl, right?
I simply
Hey,
nod.
wait a minute. If you got one of them photos, that means someone requested your death, right? This whole time, I've been thinking it's Corpse Girl that wants you dead. But that ain't right. It means that someone else just asked Corpse Girl to put you in the ground.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
She's not wrong. While Corpse Girl isn't actually after me, it's true that there is somebody who requested my death.
Huh. So who do you think it is? Who wants you dead?
Well, honestly, at first I thought it was you.
Yeah, I mean, last week I might have been tempted to chuck your photo on the website, but nah. You work right near me in the office. If you ended up dead, someone would trace it back to me, you know? I dobbed in Akane Tsurumaki because she worked way upstairs. And we never talked, save one time when I found out she's a total skank.
Oh? So you did speak to her once? What was she like?
Fucking slut, that one. We met in the lobby. I was on one of them couches doing my makeup because I was in early one morning.
To be fair, you call practically everyone a slut, but okay.
She walks past me, gives me one of them looks all those snooty rich people give
Okay.
ya. You know the type. Like, I'm better than you and I know it.
Okay.
Did you know what she said to me?
What did she say?
She says this. Honey, please wait for your clients outside the building.
Oh, okay. So she called you a slut. In an indirect way, she called you a slut without saying slut. Okay.
Huh? What did she mean?
Ugh, don't you get it? She was implying that I'm a hooker or something. Just by looking at me, she decided I didn't belong in the office building.
Ah,
It really pissed me off. I'm sick of people judging me like that. Yeah, I look different from y'all, but so what? I got my own style, so just fuck off.
so you're not a hooker?
Bitch. You're lucky I'm in a good mood.
You know, I can't help but laugh along with her.
Sorry, I was just kidding.
Yeah, I know. You're not so bad, Noriko Kurosawa.
Thanks. You're not so bad yourself, Tomoe Watanabe.
We share another laugh, and I feel my tense and guarded persona slowly slipping away. This girl, this person that I detested just days ago, did I have her all wrong? We clashed countless times while working together, but now we're suddenly becoming closer. Why is that? It's almost as though some sort of maternal instinct kicked into gear inside Tomoe, and she feels the urge to keep me safe. Is it guilt over Akane Tsurumaki's death? Is it because she's happier overall now that she has a boyfriend? Does dating Shinya make her less pissed off with the world and less eager to lash out? I don't know the answer, but I'm glad we've been able to set aside our differences.
Hey, now we've got some tea. Why don't we watch some trashy TV?
It's not exactly my preferred way to spend an evening, but Tomoe has welcomed me to her home. We've all buried the hatchet. It's only fair that I extend a hand of friendship as well.
Okay. Trashy TV sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Tomoe cheers and picks up the television remote with a quick flick of her wrist. Forge a bond with Tomoe. Let's fucking go. Hell yeah. Another dull morning in the office. I don't think I've even finished Act 1 yet. What the hell? The chatter of people talking on the phone and the humming of the air conditioner, tapping of fingers against keyboards. If I didn't have music to drown out the white noise, I'd probably go mad for being exposed to it every day. I don't know how everyone else deals with it. Thanks to a good night's rest, I've been able to work diligently so far. I've completed a few tasks already, but there is a lot more work to do. As I continue to pulverize my keyboard with thin, brittle fingers, I look out over the office floor to see who's around. Shinji sits at his desk, his expression scrunched up in concentration. He absentmindedly scratches his face with the blunt end of a pen. Turning my gaze, I observe the back of Tomoe's head as she works attentively at her computer. She hasn't said anything to me since we arrived at the office this morning. Because I now know that she's not the one requesting my death, I feel more at ease around her. And with the photo of my own corpse destroyed, I can put yesterday's unplanned events behind me. I need to be more careful in the future. Forgetting that I planted a photo like that in Tomoe's desk drawer was an oversight I can't afford to repeat. I need to be clever, calculated, cunning. Corpse Girl's ambitions require me to be at peak performance at all times. I can't go messing up like that again. I'm lucky that no one else was dragged into the whole mess. Imagine if I did something so stupid when trying to kill a real victim. I would have ruined the entire operation. Taking a deep breath, I clap my cheek softly with both hands. From now on, I'm going to truly focus when carrying out my plans. All I need to do is wait for the next victim to come through the website. I'm ready for it. Finding out the identity of whoever requested my own death shouldn't be a top priority. I'm immune to Corpse Girl's wrath, of course, so unless someone decides to come at me with a knife, I'm perfectly safe. I'll check the website request this evening as soon as I get home. It's too risky to try and access it while at work. With newfound resolve, I'll not to myself and look ahead at the end of the day. The flickering notification on my laptop screen prompts a wicked grin to split in my face into undue request. I don't see intent for opening up the details of the request. My heart begins to pound and I feel a welcome rush of adrenaline floating through my body. Quest details today at 10:55 a.m. local time. Victim's phone. Downloading image attachment. My eyes widen at the sight of the unuploaded photo. Two people, two identical women. Twins, identical twins. Is that the one on the left is circled in red? She's obviously the requested victim, but without knowing them personally, it's impossible to distinguish between the two. They both have the same stunning features, lustrous hair, and contagious smiles. This truly is an interesting request. I immediately jumped to the conclusion that one twin wants the other dead. It's not the only possibility, but I'd like to think it's the case, makes it exciting. This type of request only serves to reinforce my resolve. I can't wait to start gouging out the victim's eyes. She will leave behind a truly beautiful corpse. As I wait for the secret weapon, the database of the deceased to load up, my phone tingles beside me on the couch. It's a noise message from none other than Kojiro. There you there, about last time. Hi. Hey, that guy, Ichi Hanada, gone today. Is that so? Where'd he go? Cremated. Family didn't collect him. I'm in space, you know how it is? I don't quite know why Kojiro decided to tell me this. I suppose he still thinks I requested Ichi's death, so... I see. More names? What? Want me to look up more names? Corpse Girl's victims? Sorry, I don't have any more names for you. Shame. Tell me if you request more deaths. Oh. And... Do you know her identity? Who? Corpse Girl? Sorry. I need a drink. Ugh. Yes. No, sorry, I don't know who she is. Okay. Is it you? Geez, are you back to this again? No, it's not me. I'm not as clever as all that. Okay. How does she kill? I'm not sure. Okay. What do you know, LOL? All I know is that the victim receives a photo of their own corpse before they die. Everyone knows that. My dog knows that. It's her calling card. Get a request fulfilled. Tell me more. I don't know what else to tell you. Lame. Okay. By the way, I saw the photo. What photo? Ichi Hanada? Photo on his phone? The calling card. How did Kojiro see it? Surely he deals with their bodies, but surely personal... Oh, sorry. Surely personal possessions are removed from the deceased before they enter the morgue. I need to play cool here and not invite any more suspicion of myself. Are you talking about the photo that Corpse Girl sends her victims? Yes. Sorry, I'm checking if there's any outside noise. Funny thing, it was definitely the guy, but the photo didn't match cause of death. I remember correcting Ichi Hanada's photo. Of course, it wasn't that long ago. I used a basic image of a corpse with dismembered legs hanging over a power line. It was a member image, after all. It made a fearsome sight, but it's not something that could easily be replicated by suicide, or by murder for that matter. So I never really expected Ichi to wind up looking like the photo. From what I read in the obituary, he died in a traffic accident. Must have been driving, or he was a pedestrian. Either way, it was likely a collision with a vehicle. For starters, cadaver still has both legs. No legs in the photo. Did you know that? No, I didn't know. I haven't seen the photo you're talking about. You haven't? Interesting. So Corpse Girl doesn't share with the requester. Hang on. Okay. So only the victims see the photo. Here. Oh, we never actually did see. They never showed his photo before. Early. Kojiro shows a photo in the chat. Sure enough, it's a snapshot of the corpse photo I produced for Ichi Hanada. Also copied from the victim's phone. Photo from Corpse Girl compared to this. Another photo showed in chat. This one I haven't seen before. It's Ichi Hanada's true corpse, sprawled forward in the driver's seat of a wrecked car. Seeing a genuine corpse photo doesn't come as much of a surprise to me. After all, I spent countless hours trawling through the database of the deceased. I've seen more than my fair share of destroyed lives. There's not too much blood in this photo. It's kind of lame compared to the gorgeous rendition of his death that I lovingly crafted. It's not entirely evident what led to Ichi's car collision. This very well could have been a genuine accident. For my own ego, I have to at least pretend that Corpse Girl had a hand in it. Thoughts? Your own death doesn't match Corpse Girl's photo at all. Why do you think that is? I feel pretty clever and manipulative. By putting the question on Kojiro, I want to lessen the suspicion of my true involvement as much as possible. You're asking me? Well, some theories. Corpse Girl's photo is a scare tactic, nothing more, but don't know where photo comes from. She convinces the victim to kill themselves. Well, how could his very first theory be right on the money? Just who is this guy? Is he stalking me or something? Does he actually know the truth? God, this is feeling like Death Note. This low-key is feeling like Death Note, you know? And Kojiro's Kojiro's L, and we're light. Norco's light. Okay, second theory. Corpse Girl comes after victims, but a genuine accident happened first. Ichi Hinata died before she got to him. His second theory is off the mark, but I can see why he came to that conclusion. Regardless, this is the theory I want to believe. I think the second theory is most likely. Why would someone kill themselves from seeing a photo? Doubting my own methods like this leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Not that simple. Photo is personal, and time-stamped adds urgency, realism. Could be effective, especially in someone anxious or gullible. Sure, of course. Though causing death in this manner was never my intention when I first started Corpse Girl's website, is a possibility that did occur to me when Ruri Hatano died. Wait a minute, how did he even get these two photos? Well, now she asks. Police on scene like to share, more morbid the better. Dead guy with corpse photo on his phone fits the bill. They sent me both photos. You played spot the difference, lol. Disgusting. I never knew the police could be so disrespectful to the dead. Well, I can't really talk at the very least. I'm not in that line of work. Nah, I could be. I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, coffee? Huh? Get coffee with me? Yes, no. Unbelievable. So I want to meet up and grab coffee? Has this conversation really given him the feeling that I'm interested in him? Does he think we bonded over a discussion of dead bodies? I would tell him no, but some part of me hesitates and helps my fingers. Kojiro's connections to the police. It's not inconceivable that he might be a useful tool in the future. At this stage, I'm about 80% sure he doesn't know my true identity. It might be safe to meet up with him. On the other hand, I get the impression that even if he knew who I really am, he'd only be impressed. It's a gamble. It could be beneficial. Or it could lead to me being caught. I might even get arrested for my involvement in 3 deaths. Though, if I'm doing really illegal, I'm not so sure. But I don't think a jury would take my side. That's why I have to err on the side of caution at all times. Kojiro. Okay, let's meet. I'll take the words and hit send before I put more second thoughts. It might be a fatal mistake, but if I'm clever enough, I can wrap him around my finger and utilize his connections. Cool. Message you tomorrow. Bye. Kojiro's status immediately changes to offline. I rest my phone on the couch and look back at my laptop screen in front of me. The smiling, beautiful faces of 2 identical women stare back at me. That's right, I was about to start working on this most interesting request. I still have plenty of time before I need to get to sleep. With this thought in mind, I set about my task on high spirits. I need some water. The tiny balcony jutting out from the side of my apartment is nothing like it was advertised in the real estate listing. When I first saw the misleading photos, I thought it would be spacious and bright, an open-air hideaway that I could use to get some fresh air and improve my health. I wanted to set up a tiny garden and grow some plants, something that would require a lot of work, but something that could occupy my spare time. In reality, the balcony is a depressing amalgamation of steel and concrete that satisfies any desire to stand upon it. It rests in the eternal shadow of the surrounding buildings. I managed to catch the sun's rays for about 4 minutes every day. It's an understatement to say I was disappointed when I ventured out upon it for the first time. I suppose if nothing else, it's a good vantage point for looking out over the city. That's the only positive thing I have to say about it. As I stand here with my back against the railing, calmly sipping lukewarm mug of green tea, I breathe a heavy sigh. Again, green. Green is... Why? Why? I should be at the coffee. I should be at the office. I should be tapping away at my keyboard, getting through the backlog of work that has accumulated this week. Instead, I'm here at home, tired and strained and wearing thin at the seams. I called in sick this morning. I don't know if my superior bought the lie, but he did tell me to stay home and feel better. So that's what I've been trying to do. It's my own fault I feel this way. It's my own fault that I stayed up until 4 a.m. again. I know that a lack of sleep exacerbates my condition. I know that skipping meals and refusing to take medication makes me feel this way. I know that I do this to myself. I know. But this is me. This is what I do to myself to try to take on each day. This is the way I stretch myself thin for no reason other than because some days I don't want to be better. I just want to be. I just want to stay up late and work on Corpse Girl's website. Corpse Girl's requests. My body's need for sleep doesn't come before my ambitions. I want to eat only when necessary, because when I'm slim, I look beautiful. I want to be beautiful just like her. I want to skip my medication, because taking the same pills every day is a hassle, expensive, and I question whether I really need them anymore. If I can just stay at home like this, I don't need the medication. I even came out to the balcony, and that counts as being outside, so why do I need to take the pills? It's true that when I skip a few days, I end up like this. I try to convince myself that I'm fine, that I'm fixed, like I was some broken thing that has to be magically repaired, but I ended up staying inside all day with the curtains shut and my eyes locked on the screen. I know that when I stay on top of my medication, I can go to work in the park, get to the library without a second thought. I can get on the train and not worry about strangers breathing on me or touching me. I can go to the convenience store and leisurely look around. I even went to that restaurant last week and read a book while eating dinner, and no one even tried to cut me or abduct me, and no one tried to strangle themselves in front of me a year ago. Can I really only go out and do those normal things because some tiny pills that a doctor said I needed? Or can I do those things because I'm actually better now? Maybe I was never unwell in the first place, not irrational, just cautious, careful, concerned. I realize that my mouth gets empty when I bring it up to my lips. It tastes nothing but slightly waxy, unpleasant sensation of smudged lipstick. Well, I've been outside for long enough anyway. I'll go inside since it's getting late. Plus, I have the feeling that someone on the street below has been watching me. He's waiting to climb up onto my back. What? I enter my apartment, set the mug aside, and retreat into my bedroom. My phone is where I left it, sitting face up, begging for my undivided attention. I snatch it up, unlocking the screen, greeted by the last webpage I left open. It's my custom-made news alert for obituaries. From tomorrow morning, I'll be anxiously awaiting news of my latest victim's fate. I timestamped the photo with tomorrow's date, June 5th, 9:01 a.m. The unlucky twin has already received the photo. I sent it out earlier today. After sending a photo, I always hide the burner phone out in the unused shed behind my apartment building. Getting the phone into the shed this morning was rather difficult. I had to cover up my face and hands with some old clothes, and I waited until nobody was on site before dashing as fast as I could. It took me a good 10 minutes to collect myself inside the shed before I could rush back to my apartment and lock the door behind me. I don't think anyone tried to follow me. However, I know that I'm going to need to retrieve the phone again tomorrow and dispose of it. I'll check for a reply from the victim, of course. Not that they ever replied. Then I'll destroy the SIM and discard the phone like I always do. It might be difficult to get out there to the shed again. On top of that, I really should go to the office. Oh, and then there's one more thing I'm supposed to do tomorrow. Kujiro wants to meet for coffee. I'm not so deluded to think that I can pull off all those escapades tomorrow in my current state. I resign myself to reaching for the bottle of medication on my dresser. Maybe another week of taking these pills won't be so bad. They tend to increase my appetite, which is really annoying. It's a constant struggle to try and ignore the hunger that tears at my stomach. And it doesn't help that they wreak havoc on my libido. What? I never know what to expect. Sometimes I can look at the photos of Aoi on my phone and feel absolutely nothing. Otherwise I can simply scroll through noise while standing on the train and feel an overwhelming urge to explode. I do my best to dismiss my doubts and fears as I swallow two of the tiny tablets. I follow up with a sip of water from the bottle kept next to my bed. I fight the urge to retch. I'll take a shower to freshen up. After that, I should curl up in bed and read. I need to conserve my strength for tomorrow, so an early night is in order. Maybe tomorrow's the day I'll finally be better. June 5th, Friday morning.
Where the hell were you yesterday?
Did you miss me?
Nah, just glad you haven't bit the dust yet.
That's so sweet.
Tomoe leans in close to me. I'm almost uncomfortably so.
Listen, have you had any trouble with Corpse Girl?
No, I think I'm in the clear.
Well, I guess the time marked on the photo has long passed. Maybe you really are safe.
Yeah. Thanks, though,
Huh? Thanks for what?
for thinking of me.
Ah, shut up.
That's what I'm fucking hearing. Of course they want to mow now. Why do they gotta mow now? Tomoe's face is glowing red with embarrassment. Despite our differences, our interactions regarding Corpse Girl have helped us bond a little. I'm not counting on Tomoe and I having lasting friendship, even though quiet peace might be expecting too much. Even just expect alchemy. I think it's in Tomoe's nature to want to pick fights with people, regardless of whether she's close to them or not. I won't be surprised if we end up quarreling again, no matter how much we learn to respect each
I'm
other.
at my desk if you need me, but don't bother me, you know?
She waves and leaves that cryptic statement in the air behind her. I turn my attention to my computer and mark a few tasks on my list as completed. The next person to waddle up to my desk and appear with my work is Shinya.
You weren't in yesterday?
Nope.
Are you well?
Yep.
Okay. I've been meaning to speak to you about Sato.
Aoi?
Yes, the thing is, I'm kind of in deep water because of her not showing up to work. And then resigning immediately.
Shit. I was supposed to talk to you about that, actually. It kind of slipped my mind.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry, Shinya. It's my fault, really. I hassled you to get Aoi a job.
No. I didn't exercise due diligence. I really should have made her come in for an interview. Or I should have spoken to her myself to see if her heart was really in it.
When you put it that way...
I'm not trying to be callous, but what he said makes sense.
Listen, you couldn't have known it, but Aoi struggles a bit day to day. I'll just say she has some anxiety issues and leave it at that.
Anxiety, huh?
Don't tell anyone I said that. I was under the impression she's been doing a lot better, but maybe I was wrong.
I guess we all have our hidden struggles, right?
Right.
If only he knew. Then again, maybe Shinya's struggle still, maybe dating Tomoe is his cry for help. Maybe he's going to snap one day and come into the office with a knife. Or maybe he'll discover Corpse Girl's website and request Kotomi Ida's death in retaliation for ending his career. Who knows, I can't read this guy as well as I initially thought. For the longest time, I was under the impression he had a crush on me, so what I know?
I hope Sato feels better soon. Maybe she'll find a job that suits her one day.
Maybe.
Say, seeing as we're friends now and all, would you mind if I ask you a, personal question?
That depends on what it is.
It's related to, intercourse?
My face crunches up at the word. I don't like the direction this conversation is heading in.
Shouldn't this be something you talk to your girlfriend about?
Yes, you're right. But I can't actually speak to her about it. You're really the only other friend I have, so...
Ginny's face takes on a dark expression. That's far more depressing than what he just said. I feel bad for the guy.
Well, what's the question?
Oh, if, hypothetically speaking, if someone pressures you into... you know?
Sex?
His face turns red in an instant.
Yes, that. If someone pressures you into it and you really don't want to do it, what should you do?
Say no. Firmly and loudly. No one should make you do things you don't want to do.
Yes. Of course.
I have a bad feeling of what this could turn into. I feel like that my answer didn't give Shinya the comfort he is obviously seeking.
Is Tomoe pressuring you into going all the way?
No, of course not. She would never... Never mind. It was foolish of me to bring up this topic. I'm really sorry, Noriko. Please, forgive my lack of professionalism.
Shinya bows to me deeply, his face parallel to the floor, quickly turns and skulls away before I get the chance to say anything else. What was that all about? Could Tomoe be pressuring him? I wouldn't put it past her, but something doesn't feel right. She seems really smitten with him. Would she really push him like that? Maybe it's a guilt for not being able to prevent his career going down the toilet, but I feel like I should try and do something to help him. I watched Shinya get on the elevator once And once the double doors close, I get over my desk and get over to Tomoe's sword
Hey,
station.
can I have a minute?
This is weird. Normally I come to bother you.
Yeah, sorry. Have you and Shinya ever gone all the way?
Huh? We've only been together for, what, a week? You think I'm some sort of slut? Hey, don't answer that! Look, not that it's your business, but... No, we haven't. Shinya's sweet. He's old-fashioned, you know. He wants to really get to know me before we go down that road. And I'm happy to wait. The last few guys I dated only ever wanted one thing from me. And that gets old real fast, you know?
Okay, I believe you.
Why are you asking me anyway? Did Shinya say something to you?
No, I was curious, that's all.
You think we're real friendly now, don't ya? Well, I don't mind some girl talk. Come talk to me anytime.
Thank you, I'll do that.
Tomoe boggles her fingers on the goodbye weapon and I return to my desk. If I take Tomoe at her word, which I find myself doing increasingly often, that she's not trying to get Shinya to do anything he's uncomfortable with. So that can only mean one thing: someone else is pressuring Shinya. But the guy admitted to me only today that his only friend to Tomoe and myself, so... Owie. No, he's talking about when he brought up the subject. Okay, I'm gonna end it after this. Okay. There's a lot more now out there that is pissing me off, so I'm ending it here. But I got a good like 50-something, over 50 minutes, so that's good enough for me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video for Course Factory. We still have not finished Act 1. Oh well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe, check out the stuff I do. See you next time. Bye-bye.